Let me show you how I cook these old school charcoal grilled ribs. We even hit them with a beer mop sauce. What we're doing today is some charcoal grilled ribs. And I want a hot zone and I want a cold zone. And what I mean by that, I'm gonna put these ribs directly over the charcoal to get some char on them and some grill marks and move them and baste them. But while I'm basting them, I don't want all of that stuff going into my grill, caramelizing, getting really, really dirty. You can choose to line your grill in foil if you want. I'm just gonna cram a half pan in there or a full pan like I did now and let her go. Now, let's get some charcoal fired up. All right, to get started on our charcoal grilled ribs, we've already trimmed them. The membranes is already off the back. Now these are just 2 smaller slabs of baby back ribs. We've got our grill fired up with some Royal Oak supersized briquette charcoal. I'm not gonna use a binder today, so let's get some rub on here. I'm going down with some garlic jalapeno rub as a base coat. Go ahead and season both sides. You've got a favorite all-purpose rub, be sure to use it. Now I'm coming back with my sweet barbecue rub. This is the one that started it all for me. It's the first rub that we ever created, and it's honestly won us a ton of money. More than I can count. Great on popcorn, Bloody Marys, sausage and cheese platters. It shouldn't be called sweet rub, it should be called my original because it's actually got a little bit of back-end heat to it. But it is a really, really good rub. I done seasoned the top side, didn't even season the bottom yet. Whip. All right, once we get our ribs kind of rubbed down, patted in with our sweet rub, we're just gonna kind of let them hang out a minute while our charcoal kind of stabilizes. We get it dumped on our grill, get it ashed over. The real key to charcoal grilled ribs is letting your charcoal cook down. It's not gonna be your normal 17, 18 minutes, dump it in, let some other coals get going and roll a steak on. You're gonna have to give it about 30 or 40 minutes to stabilize and get going good because you don't want to burn your ribs up, but you are trying to slow grill them. So you don't want a grill running at 500 or 600 degrees. You want to get it around the 300 degree mark where you can get in there and let it go meat side down and bone side up for 4 or 5 minutes, flipping them, spinning them, flipping them, spinning them. That's the big thing about grilled ribs. You cannot grill them super fast. All right, let's let our grill stabilize. We'll be back. So I'm gonna pick this up now and I'm gonna kind of spread. I got some extra charcoal, okay? I'm gonna kind of spread this over and I'm gonna pour this over. Now that you got your coals in there and got everything kind of spread out, I'm gonna give it just a minute to kind of catch some of those up. I'm gonna get my grate on here and then get the lid on and let it stabilize. All right, right now that's all the way off. We're gonna run about that first hole right there. Let her get to temp. It's probably gonna run a little hot. We're going to back it down just a little bit. We got our vents about halfway open on the top here, or about 2/3 of the way open. So I'm actually gonna adjust this down about halfway in between both of these holes and just let her hold right there. Now I'm gonna give this grill about 15, 20 minutes to kind of stabilize. And as long as she's not up over 400 degrees when I go on, I'm totally fine. I know it will calm down once the ribs go on and the coolness hits it. So we just gotta keep it easy, that's all. That's the big thing about grilling ribs. So no doubt it can be done. Let's go get those ribs. All right, our grill is running about 400 degrees right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get these ribs on. So when I say I'm gonna get them on, I've got a hot zone and a cool zone here. So I'm gonna lay these ribs back here and let them get a little smoke on them. And then I'm gonna flip them over here and get a little grill on them. And I'm gonna go back and forth and back and forth until we got a nice char grilled rib. All right, we are running about 300 like I said. Now I know when I take this lid off, we're gonna get a lot of oxygen. The temp will start rising, but I'm gonna kind of play with these ribs a minute and kind of get a little bit of grill marks on them, a little bit of char over those open coals a few minutes, and then we'll put them back, let them go for probably another 30, 40 minutes. Now, you can see they're starting to get that good color on them. I'm just gonna roll that over. What I really need to do is just put that lid back on, open that vent up just a little bit more, And I'm gonna let that rib go a few minutes. Just face down like that on that heat on those coals. So I'm actually gonna take my air vent here, and you see I've got it about halfway between. I'm gonna open it just a spridge more, just a spridge more. So I wouldn't mind running about 325, 350 once it's all said and done, but we're just gonna keep grilling that rib like that. We'll come back in just a minute, move it over, grab that other one, put it right over the coals. All right, you can see that I'm slow grilling my ribs here. Come right here. Now, as you can see, look at that bubble right there on that rib. So you think that we're not grilling a lot, but I'm not trying to just char these ribs up like a steak. I want a subtle, low coal. That's what I want. That's what I wanted all that charcoal to ash over before I even started. All right, I'm gonna get the grill lid on for a few minutes, give it about 2 minutes over that hot fire, and then I'm gonna flip it over and give it about 2 minutes on the other one. Look at that, pushing that moisture out of that bone right there. Starting to sizzle that fat away. Just slowly doing this. It just takes a little time. Let's make an old school beer barbecue mop. Now, I used to use this on beef. I used to use it on butts. I used to use it on ribs. Back in the day, I was a huge baster. I always wanted to make something like this. I didn't spritz, I didn't do anything like that. I mean, I learned from some old school guys. I'm gonna take 1 bottle of my Tangy Vinegar BBQ Sauce here and dump in. Now, the reason I'm just not starting with straight vinegar and oil and all that, my barbecue sauce has all that in it. This is a basic sauce. It's got some ingredients and things in it. It's not gonna burn the meat or anything like that. I'm going in with 1 12-ounce beer. You can use whatever beer of your choice, whatever you like. Now, I'm gonna come back with about a half of a container of apple cider vinegar. Now, when it comes to cayenne pepper, in this beer mop, I'm gonna go a little bit hotter. I'm gonna go a full tablespoon in here. So 2 half ones here. 1 full tablespoon. It's gonna have a little bit of heat to this one. No big deal. Now, as far as our sweet barbecue rub goes, I'm gonna do the same thing, except I'm gonna do half a cup of this. So where I done a 1/4 cup on my other mop, I'm doing a half. And of course, I'm gonna go in with some lemons. Now, let's get it stirred up. Ooh, y'all. This one's done coming together nice. Oh, that's just how I remember it. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. The acidity pop from the lemons and that red pepper and that tangy vinegar barbecue sauce is just something about it. It's about got me wanting to cook a whole hog, I can tell you. See how it's starting to turn that color right there? That's what I'm looking for. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of mop with that beer mop. I'm gonna go ahead and wind back here on this one, give that a little bit too. Now, oh yeah, that good steam, what we wanting right there. Look at the color on that rib now. Woo! Now I'm gonna get that grill lid on, and this right here is where the real magic starts to happen, in my opinion. I give those ribs just a few minutes. I don't even have a thermopan out here. I probably need to get one just to show you and gauge a little bit better temp. But I think our ribs have been on for about, what, 45 minutes now total. And you know, they're already starting to look good. This is not gonna be an all-day process when it comes to grilling ribs. You just really have to babysit it and watch your fire. I've kind of grilled them about 30 minutes. I let them smoke for about 30. It's been right at an hour. Now I'm just gonna let them go. I'm gonna let them go for 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna rotate them around 15 minutes. That'll be 30 minutes total. And then I'm gonna get them back over that fire and start basting them again, checking the temp in them, seeing if they can get tender. This rib is only gonna be about an hour and a half to 2 hour rib, I would think. And so we'll be back in about 15 minutes to switch them around. All I'm doing now, it's been 15 minutes. I'm gonna take my back slab of ribs, move them to the front, move that slab to the back, move that one there. Now, I will say, while I got that lid open, let's find this beer mop. I wish y'all could smell. You can smell the beer in this. I know you're not gonna be able to taste it, but it's just so old school. It's such a unique thing. I used to sit around with a bunch of older gentlemen, and man, they would make this up. And they use this a lot of times on chicken, but they always added hot sauce in it too, and more oil when you do chicken. It was just something that a lot of people has done, and I'll show y'all that chicken recipe a little bit later on. It's a little bit different than this. I'll show it to you later on. Ooh, these ribs is looking good. Now I'm gonna baste them and then get them over some coals. So you can see both ribs, we've rotated them around, spun them, give them both about the same amount of time over the fire. They're running about the same temp. So that's a good thing. So we're gonna give this just a few minutes on top of these coals here, and we're gonna come back and do the other one the same way, rebaste them, and close the lid again for another 30 minutes. Now I'm gonna let them ride over that fire right there, bone side down like that, for about 3 or 4 minutes. I want to get some good heat on the back side of those ribs, and we'll come back and remove them back over here. Now, I'm gonna get my grill lid back on. I guess I'd probably give them one more baste. And I'm gonna let the grill shut for about another 30 minutes. All right, it's been another 30 minutes. Woo. Y'all know what I'm gonna do now. Ain't nothing like a smell of old beer mop. I can tell you, it reminds me so much when I started cooking, that flavor that it puts off dripping on those coals, it brings back so many memories. But a little old light beer mop like that, it does wonders for slow cooked pork, no matter if it's ribs, you're grilling them fast, or a hog you're mopping for 20 hours, it don't matter. This right here is versatile for everything. All right, that right there puts us at the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna say at 2.5 hours, these ribs are gonna be done, since we've had them over the fire, off the fire, on the fire, off the fire. We've done that 3 times now, basting over the fire and off the fire, right? So I believe another 30 minutes of keeping the grill lid shut, we're gonna be where we need to be, which is close to that 200 degrees or a little over. All right, we are at the 2.5 hour mark. Let's look at our ribs here. Beautiful, beautiful color. I'm gonna get them back over these coals a minute. I wish y'all could smell that. Wow, incredible. I'm gonna give these just a few minutes here like this, open. I'm gonna come back and rebaste the tops, move them back over to the side. Well, these old beer mop basted ribs is looking good. I'm gonna get that grill lid shut, let that roll oak do its job. The grill was running at 350 before I took the lid off. If we've been on it 2.5 hours now, I know I said a while ago, depending on how much I grilled them, I kind of like that color. So I don't really want to speed up the cooking process anymore. I just want to let them finish out. So it's probably gonna take somewhere around another 30 minutes if I had to guess to get on up to temp. So I'm just gonna let them ride now. Wherever they finish at, they might get one more base, but that's gonna be about it. All right, we are 3 hours into our charcoal grilled ribs. Look at that, wow. That color, y'all, let's reach down this slab. It's getting close, you see where it's wanting to break there? But that rib's just not there yet. It's just not there. I'm gonna go right over this fire right here. Now, I'm gonna let them hang out over that fire now. I thought they would be done in about 3 hours, but they just don't have that tenderness yet that we're looking for. So I'm gonna get them over those coals. The grill was still running about 350 degrees, but you can see that charcoal has done died down to a low there. What we're wanting, just white it out, still got the heat, still cooking. Whew, look at that beer mop, what it does to those ribs. Now I'm gonna let these just hang out over the coal about 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna flip them over and probably give them anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, baste them again and put them back over here and let them finish out. All right, we're at the 4 hour mark. I know these ribs are done. We're not looking for fall off the bone flavor. Look at the color. I have not basted them again. I have not done anything. That rib's temping out at 200 degrees right there. I'm gonna call it a day, call it done, 200 degrees. I know it's gonna be tender, juicy. Whew, let's get these off. All right, right off the grill, look at the color these ribs have. I mean, if nothing else, whew, that is incredible. The smell, oh, let's not even talk about that. Let's get them in here. I'm gonna get them tinted and let them rest. All right, our ribs have been resting about 20 minutes. Look at that. Let's get them in this cutting board and tear into them. All right, these old school charcoal ribs, you can see they got some integrity to them. They still got that wave. They want to break right in the middle. I'm gonna take my knife here, run right down some bones. Charcoal grill ribs are a little bit different than ribs in the smoker. If you don't have a Weber kettle and you just have a regular charcoal grill, what we're looking to do is start a 2-zone fire. Fire on one side, cool on another. You can start off by grilling those ribs first and moving them over to the other side. Whatever you want to do, you just want to pull your heat over those ribs. I always had my exhaust to the back of those ribs. So they were always, the heat was always going right over them. That makes sense. And so this grilled rib here, it's turned out good. The back, the front, let's take a bite of it. Oh, damn. Wow. This is not a competition style rib, but as far as eating goes and flavor goes, wow. Got that spice, it's got that kick. The texture's different because it wasn't wrapped up and it was on the grill the whole time. It's still as tender as it can be. Look at that. So just to recap here, we took our garlic jalapeno and sweet rub. We fired up a chimney of roll-up supersized briquettes charcoal, dumped them in our Weber kettle, and set it up for a 2-zone fire. We made cleanup kind of easy, and we put a pan right over to the cool zone side to kind of hold those coals over. We started mopping them with an old school beer mop sauce that we made. We'll have that recipe, we'll drop it in below. All we did was let them go. Had a total cook time of 4 hours. We let them smoke for about 30 minutes first, some cold smoke, and then we started grilling those ribs off 10 or 15, 20 minutes at a time, back to the cool side, and we just keep working that grill. Well, that 4 hours flew by. We mopped them 7, 8 times, and the flavor, the spiciness, oh, they are so good. If you want to give these old school ribs a try, you should. Let us know what you think about them. They're not the sweet, saucy rib that you see me normally cooking. This is something right here that anybody in their backyard can cook, and it's got those old school flavors that I think you're sitting at the table with your grandparents. And that just runs chills down me thinking about my dad eating those old school charcoal ribs. They were always so damn good. We'll see y'all next week on another video.